Come on, model, load in. There we go. Alright, what's up, watchers? Welcome back. It's good to see you again. I've got to admit, Deltarune chapters 3 and 4 came out last Wednesday. I've already played both of them. I have done nothing but think about Deltarune for the last 5 days. I'm sure that I had other stuff to talk about at the start of this stream that was kind of like kicking around in my head beforehand. But, yeah, unfortunately, 90% of my brain is now taken up with Toby Fox's funny Undertale 2 game. Oh, actually, no. I did have one thing that I've been meaning to say, and I meant to say it last week, but I forgot. So, hello, KP. Welcome to the stream. So, I remember a couple streams ago, I can't remember which ending we got, but, there was a scene of, Okabe with his, like, lab coat blowing in the winds, and I'm like, that's fake. They don't do that. The thing is, I forgot that at my job, we usually have to, like, button up our lab coats, so it's like, I think it was like a couple days later I was walking around with my lab coat unbuttoned, and it was like flowing behind me, and I'm like, God damn it, shit, I spread misinformation on the internet, god damn it. Who would do that? Go on the internet and tell lies? Can't be me, can't be me. So I'm correcting it now. They do, in fact, blow in the wind. So long as they are not buttoned up, and also aren't starched. Because I think a lot of the ones that we have at my job are, at least a little bit starched. Some of them aren't, though, and those ones are very good for blowing in the wind dramatically. Speaking of work, last week sure was a hectic one. Not too bad by the end. Friday was actually pretty damn good, all things considered. I did drive for most of it, though, is the thing, so that might be, painting my opinions of it, but yeah, it's definitely the busy season still. So, if tonight's stream is a little bit shorter, both because of the delay and also because I am admittedly, somehow, still tired from work last week. Actually, my father works at a lab coat factory and they don't move like that. See, I thought that I was gonna be, like, I don't know, an expert on lab coats now, because I wear one every single day for work. And I have to change them out, like, weekly. So it's like, okay, I've worn a good amount of lab coats at this point. And it's like, yeah, no, they don't move like that. Game fake. Game fake. I can't believe there would be, exaggerations of reality in my fucking time travel story. I can't believe that some stuff won't line up 100% with reality. But, yeah, anyways, that's pretty much the only thing that I have to talk about that isn't, just Deltarune chapters 3 and 4. I will say, I am the most predictable bitch on planet Earth. Because I saw the... You must be in the beta timeline because the laundromat ended up failing. In the alpha line, the laundromat would have worked. It would have. I'm pretty confident of that. Like, seriously, every time that I've used the laundromat within the last couple of weeks, it's been like on a work night. I do it as soon as I get home from work and have like 4 hours to myself later on, nothing planned. It works perfectly. 45 minutes in, I bring it upstairs, I put it on my drying rack, and we're good to go. It takes like under an hour. So, I put in my laundry at like 4:15, or like 4:30, around that time. And today it just went, nope. Nope. We're just not gonna have this ready in time. Hope that's fine. Ugh. It's always when it's like it waits for it to be the least opportune moment. Like the least convenient moment to fuck up. Because I swear to God, this has happened before. Not necessarily on stream, but I think I had plans with friends one night, and I was like, oh shit, I I don't have any t-shirts ready for work tomorrow, so I'm just gonna, very quickly, like, an hour before this thing starts, I'm just gonna go run them downstairs, and we'll be fine. Actually, no, wait, that did happen on stream. Wait, I'm almost certain that one of my Great Ace Attorney streams with Val ended up getting delayed, specifically because the fucking laundromat decided, yeah, we're just gonna take twice the time to do your clothes today. Hope that's fine. Oh, actually, speaking of stuff with friends, I forgot to send them the link to my stream. And I also forgot to send it to the Valor Valkyrie Discord, so I gotta go do that. It'll be just 1 second. Sorry if I'm quiet. Let me see. Okay. Ah, shit. There we go. There we go. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good to go. Seems like the laundromat is the main antagonist, not CERN. I mean, to be fair, CERN has fucked up the entire timeline. The laundromat delayed Steins Gate 0 once. It is a mini-boss at best. Although, speaking of the game, since I don't have anything else to talk about without spoiling Deltarune for everybody, let's get into the game. Also, why am I so low down? Why am I so far down? There we go. So remember how I said before, oh yeah, I'm actually opening up the game whenever I get ready for the stream now. I'm actually being a quality streamer. Yeah, that lasted like 1 week. Ah, well. Alright, so last time we got the Kagari ending, which was pretty interesting. I did kind of, because I remember, like, admittedly, like I said, last week was fucking hectic, and by Wednesday night, my brain power was at, like, fucking 0, so admittedly, a lot of the details are fuzzy, but I did like that the ending had Kagari, like, choose to go into the time machine with Suzuha, because, like, damn, it really does help it feel like Kagari has grown, I guess? Because, like, every other time that she was in the time machine, it was, like, against her will. So it's kind of cool to see that. Oh, also, speaking of things that I didn't pull up before the stream, I gotta get my endings guide open. Okay. So we need to go to closed epigraph and turn the phone off at the shrine. Alright. Give me just 1 second. There we go. Sometimes I feel like I need 3 monitors. Okay, let's see. Closed epigraph. Wow, that was early. Okay. How far are we? Man, we have been streaming this for 21 hours. It does not feel like we've been playing it that long. Like, I mentioned it in the Blue Sky announcement too, but it's like, it feels so fucking surreal to think that this is almost, like, we're almost done. After 2 years, it's almost done. Now, granted, for one of those years, I just wasn't streaming, but still. Alright, I'm gonna see if this is, because this is the shrine, I'll see if this is the exact moment that I have to choose. Yes! Okay! Oh, thank you, past me, for thinking ahead. I hung up in the middle of the conversation, so she was probably mad. Mad? She was just an AI. Kurisu's anger was just a program. Kurisu wasn't Kurisu. Don't treat them like they're the same. I shouldn't talk to Kurisu anymore. Just the incoming call was almost enough to trigger a flashback. In my mind, I could see an image of Kurisu's bloody face. I should turn off my phone. This was getting bad. I couldn't even stand up. Oh, I'm seeing this. Was that pulsing effect always there? Like, the background for the Amadeus thing. It had been half a year and things were still like this. Even I was surprised. I resisted the impulse to try to throw up again. Just turn off the phone. I wanted to get away from Kurisu. It wasn't her fault. It was mine. I couldn't become dependent on Amadeus. This wasn't right, and I needed to stop. I was blaspheming Kurisu's memory. She had sacrificed herself to send me to the Beta World line. I needed to live up to her expectations. I couldn't waste time talking to Kurisu. I needed to accept the fact that I couldn't save her and move on. Cut the power and shut off this call. At least until you meet Dr. Leskinen after this. Get Kurisu out of your mind. Don't panic. Calm down. Turn off the phone. Wait. How am I supposed to turn off the phone then?
Nanda.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Oh, okay. So maybe I had to actively pull it up. Okay, you know what? Let's load this save again. No! Where the fuck is the power button on this thing? Damn it! Okay. Alright, you guys are gonna have to give me 1 second. Okay, I'm not the only person who's asked this. Oh! Okay. Bring up the phone when Okabe says I should probably turn off my phone. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. That was not obvious at all. I also thought I'd just have to ignore it. Hi, King James 97. Welcome to the stream. Just an AI. Kurisu's anger, just a program, not Kurisu. Shouldn't talk to Kurisu anymore. Okay. I should turn off my phone. Yes! There we go. The phone went silent. I would not have known to do that. I would have I figured that just touching that icon would automatically answer the call. I slowly stood up. If Lukako saw me like this, he'd worry. I should get out of here. I was staggering a little, but I could walk. I felt very thirsty. Yeah, anxiety attacks will do that to you. I gulped down an entire bottle of mineral water and caught my breath. There was still a little time before my meeting. I wanted to get some air up here and recover a little. I looked down over the scenery below the overpass. The city was in the Christmas spirit. The atmosphere was charged with excitement. It was the exact opposite of me. I took more deep breaths. I still felt like I wanted to throw up. I was getting a headache, too. If I went to Dr. Leskinen like this, I'm sure I'd worried him. And then I realized that the two girls coming up the stairs were looking at me. Oh wait, no, I think I've seen this scene. Yeah! Kaede and Fubuki. The timeline changes. Huh. Okay. Okay, interesting. So that didn't actually change all that much. Yeah, because I've already seen these before. I'd call her right now. Call who? Call who? Wait a second. Wait a second. Just a sec. Mayuri. Let me see. Ah, yeah, okay, I see what's happening. It's been a while since I've been at this part of the story. I picked her name off the contacts list on my phone and dialed. Could hear the call sound, okay. Wait, let me just double check. I'm just gonna make... What does that mean? Okay, good. I wanted to make sure that I didn't have it set to all, because I know that before I was kind of messing around with some of the settings, trying to get the skip to work whenever I was going through Mayuri's ending. I was worried that I was skipping through, like, new dialogue and stuff. Okay, I was a little worried about Mayuri, too. Ryan. What's the best color for a school swimsuit? The hell are you talking about? Playing this H game and it just popped up as a choice. Great. I was wondering what color you'd pick. Blah? Honestly, I would have rather asked Mayushi or Lukashi or Faristan. They'd call the cops on your ass. As they should. So I had no choice but to ask you. So what color? Don't get embarrassed, just tell me. Ask Suzuha. Not a chance! Yeah, she'd kill him. Yep, there it is. She'd slit my throat. Okay. Alright, so this is all the same. I'm very glad the skip function is working, because if we just read over all of this all over again, like, we just went through, like, a full stream's worth of reading. I love hearing the dramatic music kick in, but it's like I don't have any fucking idea what's going on. That was probably them talking about Kagari now that I think about it because of that picture. Interesting that we still got a call from Amadius. It's like, how different is this route, really? While we're skipping, I'm just gonna look at... this. Okay. So at the lab, you just have to ignore the phone call from Amadius. Okay, cool. My god, there's a lot to skip through! Huh. What? Huh? And then the phone rang. Wait, what chapter are we in right now? Okay, this is a stray sheep. I think? Yeah, we're fine, we're fine. We ignore the phone call whenever, whenever we're in orbital eclipse. Okay. Daughter's phone, my phone. Was it Kurisu again? Okay, it was Luca.
Moshi, Luca こか?
Okay, just a sec. I've been doing a lot of alt-tabbing and I keep having to pull back up my chat. It's kind of wild how little Moeka has showed up in this game. Like, I was genuinely surprised to see her sprite just there. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Okabe would be keeping her, like... Oh, wait, just a second. He'd be keeping her at arm's length just because of what the fuck happened in the first game. Let me see, we're still in a stray sheep? Okay, cool. Maho. Normally I just ignore her and call back later, but...
ちょっといいか?
For some reason, I had to answer. That's what it felt like. Alright, this scene. It's too bad that everyone Maho works with either dies or becomes evil. Read me some of the people looking for Kageshina weren't Japanese. Okay, let me just see. Yokarin, what time are you getting home today? Shouldn't be that late. Will you eat dinner at home? Maybe, I guess. Okay, I'll have something ready. Huh? Why? Your mom asked me to. I just remembered some guys from school wanted to go out tonight. Yeah, that's a shame. I was going to make something good. Sorry. It's okay, I'll just make some for your dad then. You don't have to do that. I'll get him something on my way back. It's okay, leave it to Mayushi. Sorry, Dad. God. A fate worse than death, being subjected to Mayuri's cooking. Alright, I should get in touch with Luca. Okay. Let's see. Let's call Luca.
Luca このやつ出ないな。
Alright. Yeah, and there's Kagari. Huh. Like I said, this... Okay, now we're in orbital eclipse. Alright, now the timeline's gonna start changing. About to reveal an important secret to you, Nya. But I refuse. Let me say it, Nya. It's probably just more made-up nonsense, right? It's really hard keeping up with all the stuff you say. You've changed, Okarin. Will you never go back to the old you? Will you never go back to being Kyoma, Nya? Sorry. Damn. Ferris being like, Okabe, please, just play with me in this space, Nya! Commit to the bit, Okabe! Okay, the guide says specifically to ignore the call from Amadeus. So everything else I'm assuming is fair game. I can... Yeah, that should be fine. Alright, cool.
Kagari-san?
Really don't want to know? Yeah? Oh. Oh, wait, I ignored her last message. No! Sorry, Ferris. Had to let Moeka know we'd found her. Found Kagurishina. Wait, that's just Ferris, knowing Moeka. She'd respond almost immediately. Oh wait, where? Friend works. Okay, yeah, okay. Alright, Ryan. About Kaguri. Is there something bothering you? Honestly, a little relieved that Kaguri lost her memories. I'm scared that they might come back. I'm sure she hates me. But you still want them to come back anyway, right? Yeah, I guess. Dwelling on the past won't help. It just kind of bothers me. Sorry. Don't tell anyone about this. Got it. Alright. And here I thought that, like, getting Maho's ending was gonna take as long as the fucking Mayuri route did. Yeah, sorry I don't have too much commentary right now. I'm basically watching sprites flash on and off the screen. I forgot Nai came with everybody in this scene. Also, Mayuri in a Shrine Maiden outfit is so adorable. Alright, New Year's party. Okay, this is probably where we're gonna get the call now. Alright, well, I guess I was wrong. Okay, just a sec. Let me bring up... She made it home fine? Okay, cool. I was wondering why it wasn't pausing to let me reply to the Ryan messages, but I'm guessing, like, there was just no option to either way. Okay, May Queen. Let's see. Big trouble. What's up? You remember what happened yesterday, right? So I was talking with Nai on Rhine. Told me about her dreams for the future. Nai's dreams, huh? What were they? First one, she wants to get good at badminton. You said first. Does that mean there's a second? I don't remember this one. The second, she wants to get good at fighting games. Third, she wants to decorate the Bronze Tube workshop so it looks pretty. Fourth, she wants a telescope. Is that a dream? She says lately she's liked looking at the stars. She must have gotten it from you. Jealous. She seems like she's interested in space. Nai's so strong. She's a very strong girl. You're right. Oh, Mayushi's okay too. Good. Alright. Holy crap, there's a lot to skip through. I know I've said that already, but... My god, I think we've gone through like 3 streams worth of reading at this point. If not more. I'd have to call her or contact her via Rhine, which would be faster.
ちょっと電話させてくれ。
Okay, I pulled her number out of my contacts and called her. I made it through after a few calls.
何？また何かあったの？
いや、
Let me actually just look at this. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, we're looking for the password for something, right? Let me just I'm just refreshing my memory here. Oh, I see. Okay. Alright, that is interesting. Like, especially going back to this section now that we have a sense of what's going on behind the scenes with Amadeus. Very interesting that it's specifically calling out a song about someone with a padlock placed over their lips and a song begging someone to open the lock. It's like, I wonder if that was put in place by Amadeus Kurisu, or if that was deliberately put in place by Dr. Leskinen and Dr. Reyes, because they're trying to get the secrets of the time machine out of Kurisu's brain, like out of Kurisu's memories. And she's not talking, which could be seen as her putting a padlock on her mouth, and they're trying to unlock it. They're trying to get that secret out of her. So that's interesting.
手短にお願い。
Her irritation was plain from her voice, which meant that she hadn't solved whatever the problem with Amadeus was.
アマデウスはどうなった？
ダメ。
システムが落ちてるのか？
違うわ。アクセスできないのよ。
Which meant...
何者かがアマデウスのシステムを乗っ取ったのかも。
taken over? Amadeus? But why?
ごめんなさい。もういいかしら。原因が解明できたらこっちから連絡するわ。
She hung up on me.
マホタンなんて？
アマデウスが何者かによって乗っ取られたらしいって。
Let me see. Okay, I can't skip this part. Okay, Amadeus is calling. Okay, this is where I have to skip it. Just as I was about to put my phone back in my pocket, it rang again. At first, I thought that Maho might have forgotten to tell me something, but when I saw the screen, I gasped.
これは？
I stared at the screen, unable to answer. The phone kept ringing. What was the meaning of this? Why would Amadeus, who'd been taken over, be calling me? Was this some kind of trap? What should I do? Answer it? Or... I hesitated a moment, and the call from Amadeus ended. My phone fell silent. Alright. Gonna make a quick save. We are officially on the Maho route. Ghosted. Yeah, we just ghosted an AI.
何が起こって？
And right after that... Oh, this happens anyways. Alright. I suddenly felt incredibly dizzy, and everything went black.
これは？
Get time traveled, idiot! Every time that this happens, I'm waiting for that first number to turn to a 0. Like, that would be the ultimate oh shit moment.
クリスと私。その2つは私にとって特別な意味を持った対応だった。ボルフガング・アマデウス・モーツァルト。誰もが知っていて、誰もが認める天才音楽家だ。正式な名前はヨハンネス・クリゾストムス・ボルフガング・テオフィールス・モーツァルト。テオフィールスはギリシャ語で神に愛されたという意味。モーツァルトはその言葉を気に入り、同じ意味のラテン語アマデウスを通称にしたのだという。彼は35年というその才能に対して悲劇的に短い生涯の中で600曲以上の傑作を後世に残した。アマデウスは文字通り神に愛され、天賦の才を与えられた特別な存在だったのだろうか。私はそうは思わない。
Hey Val, no, I didn't, to be honest. I didn't even know there was an Xbox conference today, to be honest. They're making a hack and slash game? Like, I'm assuming that's not a Pokemon game. I'm gonna look it up right now, actually. Game Freak hack and slash Xbox. Well, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it from a brief Google search. I'll have to look into it after the stream. Also, the PC Gaming Show had their live stream a couple hours ago as well. God damn! So much gaming shit has been happening lately. Like, first we had the State of Game. Then we had the Summer Games Fest. Then there was the Xbox conference, and now there's the PC Gaming Show. And then, wasn't there... It is E3 week, that's true. God, ever since E3 died, it's like, all my memories of it have just been wiped. It's like, yep, that's not happening anymore, we don't have to think about it anymore. Which is kind of sad when I say it out loud like that. It's like, E3 used to be so much fun. I think the main problem that it ran into near the end, alongside just gaming companies realizing that they didn't have to present all their stuff at E3 anymore, like they could just do what Nintendo does and do their own sort of directs. Just a second. There we go. It felt more like a huge event. Yeah, E3 made it super easy to know who was having conferences and when. It's more so because E3 walks so other companies realized, oh, we can stream it ourselves and for free. Exactly, but I think it also doesn't help that, like... I remember the last couple of E3s were very underwhelming. Like, they felt extremely corporate. It felt less like, oh, these are like developers showing you what's next, and more like executives saying, hey, look at this! Get hyped for this, please! Please get hyped for our new products! As soon as Sony backed out, it got so crappy. Yeah, that too. It's like, first they lost... I mean, I don't know if Nintendo really did that much with E3, to be honest. I'll be real. I have not watched very many E3 presentations. I know some of the funny bits from some of the older ones. Like fucking giant enemy crab and shit like that. But I've never actually sat down and just watched those conferences. Nintendo used to have huge E3 presentations. Okay, cool. Hi, I have Iron. Welcome to the stream. Then yeah, it's like first they lost Nintendo, and then Sony saw what Nintendo was doing. It was like, hey, wait, we could do that too. And it'd be way cheaper. And pretty much ever since that moment, E3 was just fucked. Like, there was no way to save it. I am kind of glad that Summer Games Fest has filled that hole. Like, it's filled that void. Nintendo had a bunch of booth babes chained to a 3DS's walk through the audience. What? I mean, you know what? That tracks for some weird shit that would just happen at E3 for no reason, but still, I would not expect that from Nintendo. I didn't think so. He was a genius, sure. Or wait, no, wait, shit, right. Maho is reading this one. I mean, it couldn't be dudes. Why not? Nintendo's a bunch of cowards. Actually, nah. I see what you mean. Because, especially, like, I can't believe the Switch 2 released the other day. I feel like I haven't heard anything about it. Yeah, me neither. I'll be honest, I'm not sure when I'm getting the Switch 2, because I know that it took me a couple of years to get my Switch. Like, I think I got it, like, yeah, that would have been after I graduated from college. That would have been in, like, 2019, like, fall of 2019 is when I finally got my Switch. And when you do, we gotta play Mario Kart. Yes, absolutely. However, as I'm saying, it may be, like, 2-3 years. So, don't get all excited for this right now, because odds are it's gonna be a bit, especially because now I have a job that, it does not pay as much as either of my, previous two. So, yeah, saving up for a Switch 2 is also gonna be a little bit tricky. That's definitely something I've had to keep in mind, because it's like, on one hand, I really want to play Scarlet and Violet where they don't lag. Like, I think I've put a solid 600 or 700 hours into Scarlet and Violet. Or just Violet, I only have Violet, but, like, you know what I mean. Excuse me. So, I put that much time into Scarlet and Violet on the janky Switch 1 version. How much more of this shit would I play? There is no world in which Scarlet and Violet don't lag. I mean, from what I'm hearing, the Switch 2 version, like, legitimately improves a lot of stuff. Take your time with the Switch 2, there's only Mario Kart World, and Donkey Kong's not worth it at launch at the moment. That's fair, that's fair. Scarlet and Violet run so good. That's what I've been hearing. Like, that is the one thing pushing me to be like, maybe I should get the Switch 2, is just because, like, every time that I get a Nintendo console, I joke that it's my however many hundreds of dollars Pokemon machine. And it's like, okay, if Scarlet and Violet run really good on Switch 2, and Legend ZA is coming out for both Switch 1 and Switch 2, is Legend ZA gonna be... Is it gonna have the same technical issues as Scarlet and Violet on the Switch 1? Like, am I going to enjoy this game less because I don't have the Switch 2? Because if that is the case, I'm gonna be very sad. Actually, no, I've just thought of something that would actually push me to buy the fucking Switch 2, and it's fucking the new Tomodachi Life that's coming out next year. So maybe next year I'll get myself a Switch 2. We'll have to wait and see. I did read a rumor online, like, I don't know how true this is, but someone was saying that, like, apparently there's something with the Switch 2 where Nintendo can just remotely brick it. Like, once it reaches the end of its life, they can just choose to have them not work anymore. I don't know if that's a real thing, or if that's just people on the internet being conspiracy theorists. As soon as they come out, people will be making comparison videos for sure. That will be interesting to see. Don't mod it? Is that why they added that, was to keep people from modding their Switches? Because that still fucking sucks, to be real. Like, part of the, like, one of the reasons why the 3DS is still popular today is because of how easy it is to mod it. Although, in saying that, every time that I talk about, like, hacking your 3DS or modding your 3DS, I just think about, this Tumblr post that I saw at one point, and it was someone who was like, yeah, I got this 3DS from, like, a thrift store or, like, a flea market or something, and I opened it up, and someone hacked it, so the background, on top was just, like, Walter White at the end of Breaking Bad, like, lying on the sand, like, you know the meme. And then the one on the bottom was him in, like, the hat as Heisenberg. I think about that 3DS all the goddamn time. It's like, imagine, you get a new game system, you open it up, and you get a fucking Walter White jump scare. That is the funniest shit. Anyways, enough rambling about games. Let's Steins some gates. There is no gaming world for me if I can't pirate. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, especially considering that the price of games keeps going up and up. That is, again, another reason why I'm so hesitant to get the Switch 2, because it's like, okay, I've bought it. Now I need to pay $120 Canadian to get games on it. It's like, no. I would prefer not to. Especially since last week I spent like $30 on one game and had a fucking blast with it, and now it's like, oh, I might just go play through it again, see if I can get all the secret stuff. It's like, since I am just so into indie games and stuff, it is so fucking hard to sell me on a game that costs over $100. Because it's like, okay, is it gonna have more content than the $20 game that I bought, like, 5 years ago that I still play to this day and I'm still finding new shit in it? Like, is it gonna be the same? Is it gonna have the same amount of content? Because I don't think it will. Like, I played RimWorld for, like, 400 hours, I want to say, before I even bought a single piece of DLC. $20. $20 for 400 hours of gaming time. Groceries are greater than the Switch 2. Exactly. Exactly. That's why. That's why it's like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get it for some time. Because it's like, fuck, man, I've still got, like, a whole playthrough of Deltarune I can do. I've still got all of these indie games that I'm having a great time with. I got Voices of the Void, which is completely free and has a shit ton of content in it already. Like, that was my previous gaming obsession before Toby Fox dropped Deltarune Chapters 3 and 4. Rent is better than the Switch 2. It's true, it's true. But, yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it. I'll see. Like I said, Tomodachi Life is probably gonna push me to buy the Switch 2. Because I never got to play the original. I've tried to find the original at, like, secondhand stores. Can't find it. Playing Chapter 4 now can confirm it's cooking. It sure fucking is! Oh, man. I wouldn't say rent is better, it's just more important to pay for. Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. That's what I took it as. I took it as, okay, you have to pay for rent before you pay for Switch 2. If I had the choice to not pay rent, I wouldn't. Unfortunately, if I choose that right now, they would kick me out of my home. Gotta keep paying the landlords. Unfortunately.
どんなに素晴らしい原石を持って生まれたところで磨き上げなければ宝石にはならない。
You're looking for a place at this time? I wish you luck. It's I haven't had to go looking for a new place pretty much since I moved in here, like back in 2020. So it's like, it's not like the job market. I don't know as much about how housing is at the moment, but from what I've heard people say online, it's pretty rough. I wish you the best. I wish you all the best.
彼の功績を添付の際によるものと片付けてしまっては、その努力と苦労に対して失礼だ。
I have someone helping? That's good. Also, I do like this line because it kind of sums up how I feel whenever people are like, oh, I would love to do this thing, but I don't have the talent for it. It's like, even people who you think have the talent for something, quote-unquote, talent, it's like they still had to put in a ton of effort to learn the shit that they're talented at. Like, a lot of the time, talent isn't even like, oh, I innately know this. It's just, hey, this clicks in my brain a little bit easier. It's easier for me to pick it up. But, like, you still have to put the work in. Like, even if you are talented, nobody just sits down to do something and is a master at it at first. They can be pretty okay at it. But it's like, I feel like the idea of someone talented just, like, being able to sit down and do something perfectly first try stops a lot of people from trying new things and just messing around. I mean, I'm saying that, but I have friends who keep convincing me to do art and to do art fight. And I keep going like, no, I'm not good at it. I'm a talented lurcher? It's a born talent? I don't know what that means. Unless you meant to write lurker. In which case, I am also a talented lurker. I do that more than I should.
しかし、それは同時にモーツァルトになるためには彼と同等の原石を持って生まれなければならないということではないだろうか。
No one's good at art? I'll be honest, that's a take I haven't heard before. I mean, I figure... I guess it's like... I know with my writing, all I see with it is the fucking flaws, which makes it very hard for me to finish anything, because I keep going, yeah, this could be better. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying now. I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right, because, like, good art and bad art, like, that's all subjective. But yeah, for me, it's like, I can definitely see it as also, no one thinks they're good at art. Of any kind. Like, I feel like when you make anything, because you're the one who knows the entire process, start to finish, you're the one who's seeing all of the flaws. That's definitely how I feel. Stickman can be art if you want it to be. I mean, look at those fucking Stickman fights that were all over Flipnote back in the day. Like, I'd consider those art. That's pretty fucking good. That was some good animation. I wonder how many kids became, like, professional animators because of Flipnote. Like, this is kind of a tangent, but still, it's like, there has to be at least a few. I remember always trying to make stuff with Flipnote, and then just, getting bored halfway through and not finishing it. And then I lost my fucking... DSI, and I could never finish any of them at that point. Because by the time I lost my DSI, like, the 3DS was already out, and I was already planning on getting it because at the time I think I thought Black and White 2 were on the 3DS and not the normal DS. Just because the 3DS had been out for so damn long that I was like, okay, well, Black and White were on the DS and now the 3DS is out. So, obviously, Pokemon Black and White 2 are gonna be on the 3DS, and then they weren't. There are people still making Flipnotes? Hell yeah! You'll love to see it. Man. Flipnote was basically, like... I think that I was on Flipnote before I was even on YouTube. So to me, that was, like, my main source of memes when I was, like, 12, was... bringing my fucking DSI to the church basement that we did karate practice in, and using the free Wi-Fi there because I didn't have Wi-Fi at home, and just trying to download as many fucking Flipnotes as possible. And also just watching them with my brother and, like, all of the other people at karate. It was a good time. I still remember the one that was my favorite was, it was this, like, animation of a stickman trying to jump over, like, this big gap, and more ridiculous stuff kept stopping him from doing that, and when I was 11, that was peak comedy. Anyways, back to talking about Mozart.
この世界にはそういう原石を持っている人がたくさんいる。マキセ・クリス。私にとってマキセ・クリスがそういう人物だった。彼女の佇まいを見れば彼女の才能を感じることができた。彼女の中から溢れ出るアイディアの数々にいつも刺激をもらっていた。彼女と共に研究ができることが私には誇らしかった。けれど彼女にとって私がどういう存在だったのか私は知らない。改まって聞くのも気恥ずかしかった。いつか何かのついでに聞ければいいなと思っていた。けれど2010年7月28日 マキセ・クリスはこの世を去った。彼女にとって私がどういう存在だったのか、それを知る機会は永久に失われた。ボルフガング・アマデウス・モーツァルト、生前彼を終生のライバルだと考えていた人物が彼のすぐそばで生きていた。その人物の名はアントニオ・サリエリ。ビクトル・コンドリア大学の学内ネットワークでの私のアカウント名サリエリは彼の名から取っている。クリスが亡くなった数週間後、研究所のネットワークシステムが更新され、その時につけた名前だ。生前クリスと共に開
A
発
few
し、
weeks after Kurisu died, there was a big
今なお研究を続
update.
けているソフトウェアの名に対応させたかった。それ以上の意味はない。
I wonder if that update was them refreshing Amadeus Kurisu's memories because they realized, wait, shit. This girl figured out time travel. We can sell that. Like, I wonder if that update
その
is
ソフトウ
when,
ェアの名前は
like, they started probing Amadeus Kurisu, trying to find that information. Because that would have been around the time that her fuck-ass dad would have ended up in Russia and been like, hey, I got this paper about time travel, I'm gonna publish it, and then he publishes it, and everyone's like, what the fuck is this?
このニューラルネットワーク型人工知能に天才作曲家の名前を与えたのはレスキネン教授だ。当時私はそのネーミングをとてもいいアイデアだと思ったはずだし、今でもそう思っている。
Gotta head out now to do some chores, have fun with time travel. I will. See you later, Val.
そう思っている。
Ugh, my left screen keeps flickering. No. I need to be able to read chat. Come on. There we go.
クリスと私、その二つは私にとって特別な意味を持った対応だった。私はマキセ・クリスが大好きだった。私はクリスを尊敬していた。私はクリスに憧れていた。私は
Alright, twin automata. The sense of dizziness that I'd experienced so many times before slowly faded. I was standing in the middle of the room holding my phone. There was no question. That was reading Steiner. The world line had changed. But why? What was the cause? Was it that message from Amadeus? No, I could worry about the cause later. For now, I needed to know what was going on. I looked around the lab. The place hadn't seemed to change much, but several people were missing. Good idea, my daughter. Smart. Gotta steal her work and make it my own because I'm her father. Yeah, that basically was Dr. Nakabachi's reasoning, was just like, oh, you're gonna show me up? How fucking dare you? I'm gonna kill you. And then he did. Yeah, poor Kurisu had no father figure. It's like every now and again I think back to the scene in Steins Gate 1 where Okabe is shouting at Kurisu for some reason, and she, like, clearly has, like, a little bit of an anxiety attack. It's like, god damn. Your dad just fucking sucks, Kurisu. I'm sorry. The missing ones were Kaede, Fubuki, and Ferris. I wonder... Wait, no, because there wasn't the time skip this time. I was about to say, like, I wonder if this is... No, wait, because... Alright, no, sorry, I'm getting confused. I was thinking about the timelines where Fubuki is in the hospital with the new encephalitis, actually reading Steiner. I think that always happens during the Christmas party, though. So no, that wouldn't be the reason why they're gone. Dare was sitting in front of his PC like always. Okabe gonna be her dad. He doesn't want to be her dad, he wants to be her boyfriend. But still. At least there'll be one guy in Kurisu's life who doesn't completely suck ass. Like, Okabe has his jackass moments. But at least he's trying to be a good person. Which is more than either Nakabachi or Leskinen have done so far. And Mayuri was in the kitchen making instant coffee. She handed the steaming hot coffee to Maho, who was sitting on the sofa.
Maho-san, hi, coffee. Namu to ochitsuku yo.
No, Mayuri, I think coffee does the exact opposite. But, I mean, thanks anyways.
Arigatou. Itadaku wa.
Maho? Maho was here at the lab. Before the world line changed, she should have been at her office in Wako City.
よく考えたら、今朝から何も口にしていなかったわ。あんなことがあったんだから、無理もないよ。
What the fuck happened?
何か食べる？唐揚げとかバナナとかお菓子ぐらいしかないけど、それともお弁当を買ってこようかな。あ、ピザを取るのもいいかも。ありがとう。でも大丈夫。そこまでお腹は空いていないから。それにあんなことがあった以上ホテルを変えないと。
Ah, the
手続きが
break-in.
必要だろうからしばらくしたら戻るわ。
今日は休むべきじゃね？顔色も良くないし、なんならラボに泊まっていけばいいよ。ちょうど鈴葉もいないし、今なら貸し切りなけん。
I listened for a while, but all I learned was that something bad had happened to Maho, and she was staying here for a while. Did it have something to do with Amadeus being taken over?
ヒヤジョーさん、一体何があった？
Maho, Daru, and Mayuri all seemed stunned at the question.
何がって？
いや、状況を整理したくてな。
Good save, good save.
アマデウスはどうなった？接続は回復したのか？
I tried asking, but Maho just frowned as if she didn't know how to answer. Did that mean that Amadeus wasn't taken over at all in this world line? Ryan. Hi, Moeka.
Kiryu Moeka.
Why would she be sending me a Ryan? I screamed when I realized that Moeka was right behind me.
どこから現れた？
I've been behind you the whole time. Sure, I may not stand out much, but seeing you look like you just ran into a ghost kind of hurts, you know?
ずっといたのか？
いた。
Did that mean I told Moeka that she could come into the lab? What was going on here?
無人ってどういうことだ？
She was probably talking about the Brain Science Institute's office in Wako City. No one was there?
閉鎖してるから。
閉鎖
Moika's fingers raced over the phone. Oh, I just explained this. There was a gas leak at a lab yesterday. The facility's been locked down until they determine the cause. Dr. Hyajo and Professor Leskinen have moved their lab to Tokyo Denki University in the meantime. Jealous?
ガス漏れ事故昨日
I didn't remember that. The world line change must have altered the past. Very fucking convenient that now the lab has moved to Tokyo Denki University, because isn't that where we went in the first timeline that we went through, the Kurisu ending? Like, isn't that where they were doing the whole, like, oh yeah, we're gonna upload Kurisu's brain into Kagari? Like, that's where they were doing that whole thing. So, very convenient that there happened to be a gas leak that just so happened to move Leskinen closer to the device that will let him put Kurisu's memories into somebody's brain. Very, very convenient, that.
それでヒアジョーさんはここに
言ったでしょ。それもあるけど、今朝ホテルの部屋が荒らされたって。それでやむなく桐生さん経由で岡部さんに連絡を取ったのよ。忘れたの？
よく無事だったな。泥棒とは出くわさなかったのか？
ええ、運が良かったわ。桐生さんのおかげとも言えるわね。不幸中の幸い。
So that's how? I kind of understood how Maho had arrived here.
ところで、カガリはどうしてる？
Daughter looked at me again, confused. Oh, they're gonna be like, who's Kagari? But Mayuri smiled.
今頃岩手かな。家族の人に会えてるといいね。
Oh, okay. Iwate? Why Iwate? Where did that come from?
家族の人が見つかったのか？
それでルカ君とルカ君のお父さんとあとすずさんと4人で会いに行ってるの。
鈴葉がついてるから大丈夫っしょ。
家族岩手
Things had changed more than I'd imagined. They sure did. Like, that has to be a front, right? Like, that has to be a front to get her into Leskinen's hands so that this way they can do the whole, like, brain uploading thing. If Kagari was in Iwate, that meant we hadn't been attacked last night, too. So instead of attacking Kagari, they hit Maho's hotel room? This was getting confusing. I knew it would make her think I was a weirdo, but I had Maho explain to me what had happened once more. From what she said, most of yesterday hadn't changed much. Maho, Daru, Fubuki, Kaede, Nai, and I had all gone to Yanabayashi Shrine. Got to see everyone in their Shrine Maiden uniforms. Lukako, Mayuri, Kagari, Suzuha, and Ferris were all helping at the shrine in their priestess outfits. That fit with what I remembered. After that, we went to Lukako's house and had a small New Year's party. And then Lukako's father shared some surprising news with us. He'd found out that someone who might be a relative of Kagari's lived in Iwate. Everyone was excited because if they found a relative, it might be the key to getting Kagari's memories back. So, early this morning, Lukako and Suzuha went with them to Meanwhile, Maho had gotten a call from Dr. Leskinen on her way back from the party. That's when he told her about the gas leak in the office in Wako City. One of the pipes on another floor had some sort of a problem, and a small amount of poisonous gas had leaked out into the air. They didn't know what the cause was right now. Until they knew the cause, they decided to shut down the office for safety reasons. Depending on what they found, it could take anywhere from a week to a month to resolve the issue. Maho had a lot of work to do because of the office closure, and she was out working until morning. Forgot his name. It's a trap meme. I'm trying to figure out how you would trap me with, I'm assuming, Leskinen's name. Then she went back to the hotel and slept until she was woken up by a call at around 10 a.m.
桐生様という方がロビーでお待ちです。そっか。今日は雑誌の取材があるんだったわ。でも着いたらスマホに連絡くれるはずじゃ。バッテリーが切れてる。昨日の騒動のせいでホテルに戻ってから充電するの忘れてたわ。
That's completely fair. I've got to say, I've been forgetting to charge my phone a lot lately, too. It's because I'm trying to actually, like, maintain my phone's battery better than I have for my last couple of phones. Because I know specifically my last phone had a great battery whenever I first started using it. Issue is, I kept overcharging it. So the battery gradually got worse and worse and worse until I'd have to charge it as soon as I got home from work, because it'd be on like 5% battery, even though it was at 100 that morning. And I was just using it to listen to music during the day. My phone right now has an awesome battery. Like, that thing can be on for like 6 hours straight, and it'll be down to like maybe 40. So I'm trying so hard to make the battery not turn to shit. The issue is that in order to do that, I'm just, like, only plugging it in when I know that I can charge it to full, and then unplug it afterwards. And because of that, there have been many mornings where I wake up and I'm like, wait, fuck. I'm way too used to just plugging it in before I go to bed and then unplugging it in the morning. So it's like, oh, fuck, shit. Well, I'm gonna see how much I can charge it in the next half an hour. She'd fallen asleep without even changing clothes. She rubbed her sleepy eyes and left the room, wearing the same outfit she'd had on last night. Just a quick thing. I'm just gonna adjust my model real quick. There we go. I must have had myself too zoomed in before. There we go. She'd grabbed her bag, which held a bunch of her documents and her computer, since she thought she'd need it for the interview. In the end, that was what saved her.
それでロビーに桐生さんを迎えに行って、そこで少し話してから二人でまた部屋に戻ったの。
There were so many people in the lobby that I didn't think I could conduct a good interview.
そして部屋に入ったら。
How many bad ends are we at right now? I would say that we are at, let me actually count them. 1, 2, 3. We've gotten, 4 bad ends so far. This is the 5th and final one. And then we can get into the true ending. And when I got inside.
たった数分の間に空き巣が入り込んで、部屋中を荒らし回った後だった。ご丁寧にベッドも枕もナイフで裂かれてて、部屋が綿まみれになってたわ。ダメね、私。気が動転しちゃって何もできなかった。
Ascends and 0 escape noises. Yeah, I feel that. To be honest, though, I do kind of like that these routes, it's like, there's less of them, but they feel more fleshed out. If that makes any sense. Although I guess, like, I'm thinking back to, like, 999, and it's like, no, those routes were pretty fleshed out, too. Just different kinds of visual novels, I guess. Afterward, I called the front desk and then the police. After the police got done with their questioning, Dr. Hyajo still hadn't calmed down, so I decided to message you and have her rest at the lab.
何か盗まれたものは？
警察にも言われて確認したけど、特に何も取られていなかったわ。
That's good at least.
財布もバッグに入れてあったし。
部屋を開けている時間短かったから。
ええ、それで空き巣も長居できなかったのかもしれないわね。
ヒアジョーさんならまず狙われるのはお金とかよりも研究データとかじゃないか？
それも大丈夫。データや資料は全部大学のサーバーに入ってて、パソコンの中には何も残らないようにしてあるの。
あれは？
あれって？
Does she not have Kurisu's laptop in this timeline?
例のノートパソコンとハードディスク。
I didn't need to tell her that I was talking about the ones that had belonged to Kurisu.
大丈夫。
Okay, good, good. She does have them. Maho pointed to the bag sitting beside the sofa.
それもバッグに入れっぱなしだったから。
そうか。
それにあれは
Isn't Moeka trying to get those though?
パスワードがわからない限り。
Like this feels like it's gonna end very, very badly.
空き巣の狙いは何だったんだろう。
産業スパイの類なら PC とか書類とかでしょうね。
オフィスのガス漏れの件は関係していると思うか？
さあ、どうかしら。
Huh? Maho's smartphone rang. It was plugged in at the corner of the room charging. Evidently, it had charged enough to turn back on. Maho put her coffee cup on the table and stood up. Moeka looked at her, worried.
大丈夫？
ええ、ありがとう。
Maho took the phone from the charger and looked at it. But she quickly glanced back at me.
クリスからだわ。
Kurisu. Did that mean that Amadeus hadn't been taken over? Maho answered the call, turning the phone so I could see it.
先輩、大丈夫ですか？怪我とかしてません？乱暴なこととかされませんでしたか？岡部？なんであんたが先輩と一緒にいるの？もしかしてあんたと先輩ってもうそんな仲なの？
I love the running subplot of AI Kurisu trying to be Maho's wingman.
そんなんじゃないわ、クリス。今ラボにいるのよ。
よかった。無事なんですね。
ええ、だから落ち着きなさい。
落ち着いていられるわけないでしょ。何回コールかけても繋がらなかったんですよ。ネットを検索したらホテルで空き巣があったみたいだし、それが先輩の部屋みたいだったし。
Turning into an AI has given Kurisu the power of being extra silly with zero consequences. It's true.
とにかく心配したんです。
オーケー、わかった。謝るわ。ごめんなさい。ありがとう、クリス。私は無事よ。空き巣に入られたのは本当だけど、鉢合わせはしなかった。今はここで休憩させてもらってる。スマホは充電を忘れて電源が落ちてたの。心配させたわね。
いえ、何も起きていないならいいんです。
Kurisu didn't seem to have changed at all. Maho explained the events of yesterday to her, the same way she just explained them to me.
というわけで、特に盗まれたものはなかったのよ。
Kurisu seemed to be lost in thought.
どうかした？
やっぱり犯人の狙いは研究データとかだったんでしょうか。
でもさ、犯人ってかなり詳しくマホタンのこと調べてるじゃん。泊まってるホテルの部屋も把握してたし、マホタンが部屋を出たと同時に侵入したわけだし、それなのにホテルに研究データを置いてないことを知らないなんてありえる？
He does make a good point.
となると
For
ヒア
once.
ジョーさんがバッグに入れていたノートパソコンを取るつもりだったか
One
も
of the
しれ
few
ない
times that I will agree with Daru.
でもそれの存在って知っているのは先輩と私と岡部だけのはずよ。
I mean, I'd be surprised if Leskinen hadn't found out at this point.
あと僕も。
なるほど。俺かダルのどちらかが犯人じゃない限り、ノートパソコンを狙った物取りである可能性はないか。
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because, like, I feel like there are ways that information about that laptop could have gotten out, could have spread around. We're looking at her right here on the cell phone.
もう一つ可能性があるとすれば、
Kurisu put her finger to her temple.
私の制御コードかもしれない。
Control codes.
制御コード？それって管理者パスワードみたいなもの？
ちょっと違うわ。
I can't remember, is this the first that we've heard of these codes? Or were they brought up in the Kurisu ending as well? Actually, I do think that it's very interesting that this timeline bears the most similarities with the Kurisu ending. Like, man, Maho and Kurisu really are just like, I don't know how to word it, but it's like, they really are foils to each other in every sense of the word, huh?
岡部には前に説明したわよね。アマデウスのシステムの中には私だけがアクセスできる記憶領域があるの。
ああ、秘密の日記のようなものだと言っていたな。
そう。内部外部を問わず、私に関するアクセスは常にその秘密の日記の中にログが残る。もし誰かが私の意思を奪って自由に制御するためにシステムを改造したとする。でも秘密の日記の中まではいじれないから、私は両者を比較して改造が行われたことを突き止め元に戻せるわけ。
Yeah, so changing that would be like, if someone did want to control Kurisu, they'd have to get those codes first.
ああ、把握した。その秘密の日記を開ける鍵が制御コードなのか。
そういうこと。アマデウスのシステムやデータの管理責任者はレスキネン教授だけど、制御コードを知っているのはこの世界でただ一人。マホ先輩だけなの。
そうなのか？
ええ、クリスの言う通りよ。仮にその空き巣が私の研究成果を狙っていたのだとしたら、手に入れられるのはそれくらいね。
Huh, okay
それは
then.
盗まれていないのか？
大丈夫よ。ね、先輩。
ええ、制御コードはどこにもメモなんかしてない。
Okay, that's good. Maho points it to her temple, just as Kurisu had done.
私の頭の中にしかないから。
Alright. On one hand, that's a relief. On the other hand, at this point we know full well that the bad guys can crack your head open like an egg. So, wait, Maho also has an Amadeus copy, doesn't she? Who's keeping the control codes for that one? That seemed like a dangerous way to keep them stored, honestly. If the thief found that out, they'd come after Maho herself next.
しかし参ったわね。そうか。制御コードを狙ってるかもしれないのね。
You know, I've got to say, I don't like him mentioning, like, oh, they might go after Maho next, like the thief might go after Maho next. Moeka is standing right there. We know from the other timelines that Moeka is not on our side. Oh god, this really is gonna be a bad ending, huh?
日本をすぐに離れるわけにはいかないけど、また襲われるのは避けたいわ。とはいえ、どうしたものかしら。落ち着くまでラボにいるといいよ。それともマユシーのお家に来る？ありがとう、マユリさん。でもそこまで厄介にはなれないわ。
It hadn't happened in this world line, but I still found myself remembering the attack on Kagari. Neither Mayuri's house nor the lab seemed safe.
それでみんなでうちに来たのかな？
ああ、
Yeah, Ferris's place is probably the safest place that anyone can be in right now. An hour later, we'd all gone to Ferris's condo.
みんなで散々相談したんだが、フェイリスのマンションに数日滞在させてもらうのが最善なんじゃないかって。
なんと言ったらいいか。
Maho seemed hesitant, but Ferris crossed her arms and nodded, satisfied.
その結論は間違ってないにゃ。確かにこのマンションは万全のセキュリティで守られているから安全にゃ。それに黒木もいるし。黒木？さっき玄関で会った羊さんだよ。本物の羊さんなんだよ。
Just a second. Vesta? Vesta, why are you meowing so loud? Here. Vesta does this thing sometimes. I feel like I've mentioned this on stream before, but every now and again, if Vesta feels like she's not getting enough attention, she'll just go into another room of the apartment and then just start meowing at the top of her lungs until you, like, call out to her. And then she runs over and then she asks for pets every single time. It's like, Vesta, I just spent 10 minutes playing with you while I was waiting for my laundry to get done. I know that's not that long, but then again, like, Vesta only really plays for about, like, 5-10 minutes before she gets bored and wanders off. It's like, you've gotten attention. Whenever Ferris isn't on screen, we should be asking, where's Ferris? She's just going, play toys with me. We already played toys! We already played toys until she got bored and went and laid down. I guess that was 2 hours ago, and for a cat that must feel like a full day, but still, I'm trying to stream. Let me stream, you little beast.
ああ、でもそれがどうしたの？
黒木さんは最強執事なんだ。
は？
I'll pass on explaining any more than that. Honestly, I don't know the details myself. I didn't think it was a good idea to ask him either. I'll be honest, I don't remember much about Kuroki, but from this conversation it's like, so he's like the Alfred Pennywise style of Pennyworth style of butler. Pennywise is a different guy. He's just an amazing guy, that's all.
フェリスは全く問題なしにゃ。奥の客間を使うといいにゃ。数日と言わず、マホニャンが日本に滞在している間はずっと泊まっていけばいいにゃ。マホニャン？
Have you not met the cat girl before, Maho? Come on, come on, keep up.
あの
Oh god, Moika's here too.
取材私ヒア城博士に取材をしないと。
ああ、そうだったわ。今日は本来それをする予定だったのよね。日を改めて喫茶店かどこかで。ひらめいたにゃ。
Oh, are you gonna ask for the interview to happen at May Queen?
もえにゃんも一緒にお泊まりすればいいにゃ。
What? But why? ？That's my reaction too. Like what? Moika lives here.
客間は2人でも十分泊まれる広さがあるんやし、女の子がもう一人いればマホにゃんも安心にゃ。それはそうかもしれないけど。
Okay, Vesta, no, you're in front of the screen. You're in front of the screen, please. I need to see that. There we go. There we go.
もえにゃん、どうかにゃ。
No, don't just jump back up. Sorry, guys. Having some, I'm having the opposite of technical difficulties right now.
もえにゃ。
待てフェイリス、それは。
I was about to say that it was dangerous. Moika Kiryu could be around her. And she probably is. At least I still didn't trust her. But...
それいいんじゃね？桐生氏って裏稼業に片足突っ込んでる関係で護身術も身につけてるって言ってたじゃん。でしょ？
一応。
僕やオカリンなんかよりよっぽど強いってことだ。
だが。
どうにゃ、もえにゃん。
構わない。
To be fair, this is a lot nicer than her apartment.
2人もいたらお邪魔じゃないかしら。全然気にしなくていいにゃ。フェイリスは一人っ子だったからお姉さんと妹ちゃんが増えたみたいで嬉しいにゃ。
They're both big sisters.
私は成人してるわよ。
In the end, my opposition to it was completely ignored. Alright, well, let's just hope that that doesn't go badly. It's gonna go badly. The next day was the last day of New Year's break. I came to Akihabara for the third day in a row. I wanted to visit Ferris's condo and check up on Maho.
いや、違うか。桐生萌香の様子を確認するためだな。
You know, I do find it funny that I was just saying not long ago, like, man, Moika hasn't shown up very much in this game so far. And it feels like the game is like, oh, okay, I can correct that. Maho and Moika had ended up staying together yesterday, without anyone really thinking about it. Moika would get to interview Maho, and Maho would feel better having someone around. So this was probably the best option. But I knew something about Moika that no one else did. Yep. Moika Kiryu was around her. She didn't know self-defense. She knew how to kill someone if she needed to. I do love it whenever they bring back the Steins Gate, like the first game's art. Because it's just so different to the art style that's in the sequel. But who would she try to kill? In this world line, I wasn't looking for the IBM 5100 or making a time machine. The Rounders were probably ignoring us. Unless they find out that Maho knows something about the time machine or has connections to Kurisu.
理屈では分かっているんだが。
Even on the last day of vacation, Akihabara was as lively as ever. Hours were shorter than usual, but everywhere from the appliance stores to the maid cafes were still open. In fact, there were lucky bags and special New Year's sales that you could only get today, and some customers had come for those. The sidewalks were filled with girls in dazzling kimonos who'd come from the nearby shrine, as well as the usual Akihabara otaku. The place was even more chaotic than usual.
そういえば、メイクインも正月休まず営業中なんだよな。
Faris and Mayuri both said that they were working there today.
じゃあ、マンションにはあの二人しかいないのか。
Kuroki should be there too, I guess.
大丈夫だよな。
I sure fucking hope it is. It was hard to imagine Moeka doing anything to Maho, like, for example, attacking her. Moeka had no reason to do that, except she might. But even if I knew that in my head, it didn't make controlling my emotions any easier. It had bugged me enough last night that I'd barely been able to sleep. If I saw the two of them living together without any kind of problem, maybe I'd feel better. I hurried to Ferris's condo. Wait, did you have a Sprite last time? I don't think Kuroki had a Sprite before. Interesting. Kuroki, the butler, welcomed me. He was the ultimate butler who'd taken care of Ferris after her parents died and left her all alone. He still helped her in her work and was one of the few people that she trusted completely.
申し訳ありません。お嬢様は外出しております。
あ、はい、分かってます。ヒア城さんに会いに来たんですが。
お二人は客間にいらっしゃいます。どうぞお上がりください。
ありがとうございます。
それでは私はこれで。
Thanks, Kuroki. Kuroki spun around 180 degrees with the same train and effortless movement as always, and then went to take the shortest path back to his room.
おっと。
He must have tripped because he staggered slightly and stopped.
失礼いたしました。私としたことが。
大丈夫ですか？
疲れているのかもしれません。お恥ずかしいところをお見せしました。
あ、いえ。
少し休めば問題ありません。失礼いたします。
His expression didn't change, but the tone of Kuroki's voice was slightly embarrassed as he headed for his room.
珍しいものを見たな。どんな時でも冷静沈着なロボットみたいな人が来客の前でよろめくなんて。疲れてると言っていたけど、何か心労の種でもあるのかな。
Maybe he can tell that Moeka isn't all that she seems. No, for now I needed to worry about Maho.
ヒア城さん、いるか？
岡部さん、入ってちょうだい。
なんだこれは。
Huh? I was stunned as I came into the room. It was definitely the same guest room I'd been in several times before. Probably. But everything about it had changed. I see. First, the bed was gone and had been replaced by a big desk and a low Japanese table. Maho was sitting at the desk, glaring at a 16-inch laptop as she sipped coffee from a mug. There was a small laptop on the low table and Moeka was kneeling directly on the carpet in front of it, legs splayed, tapping away at the keyboard. Behind them was a steel bookshelf and I could see English language journals and fashion magazines sticking out of it. Until yesterday, this had been a guest room. In less than a day, it had been transformed into Maho and Moeka's workspace.
もうちょっとで終わるから、その辺に座っててくれる？ Ah,
you're on a pandemic type grind. I see, I see. Maho put down the coffee cup without looking away from the screen, which was filled with complicated and constantly changing 3D graphs. Moika tapped at the key silently without even bothering to look at me.
何がどうなってるんだ。まさかまた世界線が変わった。
I quickly covered my mouth with my hand, but the two of them were so engrossed with their work that they didn't respond at all.
よしと。
Once she hit a stopping point, Maho spun around in her chair to face me.
こんにちは、岡部さん。
She didn't seem to think anything was out of the ordinary.
もしかして様子を見に来てくれたの？せっかく来てくれたのにごめんなさい。今から桐生さんの取材を受けなきゃならないの。
Oh, you guys still haven't done that?
それはいいが、この部屋の惨状を説明してくれないか。
Okabe's like, I was just here to see if you had gotten murdered? What the fuck is all of this?
惨状？なかなか居心地のいい環境だと思うんだけど。
昨日はこんなに散らかってなかったぞ。
Maho seemed confused for a moment, but finally seemed to understand what I was saying.
出歩くのが危険なんだったらここで研究をするしかないでしょ。仕事をしやすいように模様替えしたのよ。
Maho is just like me for real. Like, I will also just not see a mess where there obviously is one if it's just part of my environment for long enough.
模様替え？
This went far beyond what I'd call reorganization. Oh my god, that's why Kuroki was so tired. He was helping these two set all of this up, wasn't he? Neither Daru nor I were very good at cleaning, but we weren't this bad.
これ全部自分たちで用意したのか？
そうよ。桐生さんもここで記事を書くって言うから、二人で必要な家具や資料を洗い出したの。
We do love shenaniganeries. I'm glad these two seem to be getting along all right.
この短時間で机や本棚はどこから持ってきたんだ？
I can write articles anywhere, but I'm a bodyguard, so I need to stay by Dr. Hyajo's side. That's cute. Okay. I really want to be able to trust Moika. Like, I want to believe that she's actually on our side for once. Please, please. Please, Steins Gate Zero writers. Can she please be on our side for once? You're so far behind the times, Okabe. You can get most anything off the net in a day these days. So you guys just express ordered these over Amazon? Once not on our side, forever not on our side. But the timelines keep changing, please. I asked Dr. Hyajo what she wanted and ordered it off the net. Jealous? She really likes that sticker.
俺はてっきり。
てっきり何？
あ、いや、なんでもない。
I thought the world line had changed and I hadn't realized it. But evidently I'd been worried over nothing.
机や棚の組み立ても二人でやったのか？
執事の方にお願いしたわ。あの人すごいわね。
わあ、だから黒木さん疲れてたのか。
That's what I just said. That explained a lot, but just hearing all this had exhausted me. I found a place to sit down and... I caught my foot on something. I looked down to see a thick book, its pages open.
これは？
それはまた後で見るから避けて通って。ページをめくらないように注意してね。
Get a bookmark, girl! Why are you just leaving it open?
あとって？
概算だけど19時間後くらいかしら。
本棚があるんだから読まない間はしまっておけばいいんじゃないか。
すぐに再読するつもりの本をいちいち本棚に戻すなんて非合理的よ。科学者の取るべきアプローチではないわ。
She's just like me for real! I have so many books around my apartment that I'm like, yeah, I want to read that soon. I'll keep that out so this way I remember to read that. And then I don't.
そういう問題か。
I looked at the floor and saw 4 other open books. Yep, I knew it. That wasn't all. The carpet was strewn with papers, used cups of instant ramen, bath towels, handkerchiefs, and other things. Their old clothes were lying out too. I saw a skirt, a t-shirt, blouse, socks, tights, and other items of clothing. It was a lot like when I visited Moika's house in the Otherworld line before all this. Evidently, neither Moika nor Maho were the type to worry about keeping things clean. They're just like me for real, unfortunately. I'm trying to get better. But, oh god, work has not made that easy. There was enough space around the low table to move, but there was enough junk around where Moika was sitting that it would be impossible to sit next to her.
本や書類以外のものは横にどかしてもいいかな。
どうぞ。
いい。
Since they'd given their permission, I leaned over to pick up a pink towel. Huh? It wasn't a towel, it was a pink bra. How did you confuse those? Okabe. Okabe. Those are made of very, very, very different materials. My brain utterly failed to process this new development, and I froze with my hand still holding it high in the air. Moika was looking up at me blankly. Her text is just gonna say, fucking drop it. Okabe, that's mine. You can't just go touching a girl's underwear. Wrong thing to say! I screamed and threw the bra away. Moika glanced downwards. Her cheeks were slightly flushed. Her hands quickly moved to cover her chest. I tried as best I could to get it out of my mind, then found a space in the corner that was still relatively clean and sat down.
お茶はセルフサービスよ。冷蔵庫はそこ。
There was a round pink fridge in the corner with plastic cups on top. That's going all out! It's so convenient having a fridge at work. You don't have to leave to go get drinks, so the only time you have to leave the room is to go to the bathroom.
社会不適合者が2人集まるとこういう空間が生まれるのか。
Nah, this is just how working from home is. Trust me, Okabe, I did it for 3 years.
主観の相違よ。むしろ知的生産活動に最適化された生活空間と言ってほしいわね。
You love not having an excuse to stop working. Yeah, that's a mindset I've had to, like, actively train out of myself. Especially at this job where it's like, okay, no, we close at this specific time every day. Whatever isn't done by this specific time has to stay undone. Because I'm so used to, and it's also like with breaks and stuff, it's like, no. Take it at the time that you want to take it. Like, unless we're fucking absolutely swamped, which we are sometimes. I know last week, in the first 2 days of the week, I think I had enough time for breaks between those 2 days to make up like a full day's worth of breaks. Yeah, Monday last week was especially rough. Actually, that reminds me, it's like, I am gonna have to probably wrap this up as soon as this scene is over. Just because I have another very hectic day tomorrow. I have, like, 12 big-ass coolers and 2 big cardboard boxes that I have to load up and deliver tomorrow, on top of all of the other stuff that I, like, pack up and deliver. So, yeah, I'm gonna need to rest well for tomorrow. It's gonna be a day. It really is funny how different my current job is from, like, where I started my adult career. Because it's like, yeah, I worked at Tim Hortons beforehand, but it's like, my first job that I had that paid more than minimum wage was, like, just, I mean, it didn't start as a work from home thing, but then, well, then 2020 happened. Because I'd gotten hired there in, like, I first got hired at the foundation, back in, like, mid-December of 2019. So it's like, I did commute for a bit, but then, from then on, it's like, for the next 3 years, yeah, it was just pure work from home. And now it's like, I'm working in, I'm like a driver now. I am doing the exact opposite of working from home. I am working as far from home as I can. And also, I don't have to do overtime most of the time. Sometimes I still do. It depends. 2020 was the best thing that could happen to most workforces, though. Okay, in the moment, yes. In the aftermath, no. That's why I had to get my last job, was just because, with the way that the pandemic went, like, I can't get too into details without, like, I guess giving away what company I worked for, but yeah, the expectations that were set during COVID kind of fucked my last, fuck that place of work up. Basically to this day. So, unfortunately, we already figured out where you work. It's the foundation. Yes, yes, yes. Maintain keyfave. It looked like I've been worried over nothing after all. If nothing else, Moeka didn't seem to feel any animosity towards Maho, and Maho seemed to be enjoying the company. The thought of the two of them picking out furniture together honestly seemed kind of cute. Clearly the #1 supplier of face application and makeup products. Absolutely. I was glad I came to check on things. I'd be able to sleep just fine tonight. With my task completed, I could have just left, but I decided to stay and watch the two of them for a while longer.
じゃあ、桐生さん、そろそろ取材を始めましょうか。
わかった。
Moeka closed the laptop and moved it to the side, then started to go through her bag.
取材って具体的に何をするんだ？
インタビューよ。
インタビュー？
Yeah, she told you about this already, man.
本当なら、昨日ホテルで取材を受ける予定だったの。
The special is on the front lines of artificial intelligence research. Oh, I'm working on a special article for a business magazine at Arc Rewrite. Ooh, yeah! I'm supposed to write about Dr. Hyajo, what she's done and what she's working on now. I can find all of that from the net, but that doesn't make for a good article, you know? So I thought maybe I could start with a long interview with Dr. Hyajo.
意外と仕事熱心なんだな。
Kind of a backhanded compliment there, but okay.
文章を書くのは好きだから。
In the Alpha World line, Moeka's job was just a cover to hide her work as around her. And even then, she'd been fired for incompetence, as I recalled. But in this world line, she seemed to be a hard worker. Was she actually working as a rounder?
私としてもこんなにお世話をかけているから、せめて桐生さんの仕事に協力できればなって。 人工知能研究について多くの人に知ってもらえれば私にとってもプラスになるし。桐生さん、準備できたかしら？
Moika nodded and the interview began. Or it didn't, actually. Is she too shy to give an interview?
弱ったわね。桐生さんは口下手だとは思っていたけど、ここまでとは。
ごめんなさい。
Even I could tell that Moika was doing a horrible job. It wasn't even an interview. Instead of asking questions, Moika just sat there with a memo pad and ball pen in her hands, completely unmoving. She looked like she was about to cry. Oh no! Maho and I tried our best to help move things along, but it didn't work.
どうしましょうか。また後日にする？
締め切りがスケジュールギリギリなの。
そう。それなら今日中に済ませてしまうべきね。とはいえ、今すぐ桐生さんの口下手がどうにかなるってことはないわよね。
ごめんなさい。
Moika apologized in a soft, thin voice. She still looked like she could cry in frustration at any moment.
違うの。誤解しないで。桐生さんを責めているわけじゃないわ。今のは準備なのよ。問題を解決するために検討すべき条件を列挙しているだけ。
Spoken like a true scientist.
問題？
ええ。インタビューを完遂したい。これが問題。条件としては、桐生さんが取材できないのであれば別のインタビュアーが必要。それもできれば情報工学にそれなりの知識がある人。
I see what you're implying.
かつ今すぐに手伝ってくれる人。
I see what you're implying.
あ、
The two of them looked at me at the same time.
もしかして俺のことか？
Yep. You've been volunteered.
難易度の低い問題だったわね。岡部さん、ちょっとお願いできない？
いや、そんな突然言われても。
岡部さんは条件にぴったりよ。専門も多少近いし、勘どころを抑えた質問をしてくれるんじゃないかしら。何せレスキネン教授に一目惚れされるような潜在的才覚をお持ちのようですから。
買いかぶらないでくれ。どこにでもいる典型的な日本の大学生だよ。
冗談よ。でも適任だと思ってるのは本当。
いや、しかし。
Ask for me too. I can pay a little. Thanks. 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 The Moika equivalent of please, 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 please. An interview, huh? If that would give me an opportunity to observe how they lived and also get me some pay, it wasn't a bad idea. I'd been spending enough time at the lab over the holidays that it had been cutting into my work hours. And lately I'd started to dream about going to Victor Condré University too. The chance to talk to Maho Hyajo, a very talented AI engineer, was invaluable. A lot of people probably would have paid money for it.
わかったわ。俺もヒアジョさんの研究には興味があるしな。俺でよければ協力させてくれ。
ありがとう。そう言ってくれると助かるわ。
ありがとう。
それじゃあ早速始めましょう。桐生さん、記録はどうする？
する。
Moeka took out a voice recorder and put it on the desk.
私のペースで進めてしまっていいのよね。
いい。自由に喋ってくれて、後で編集する。
俺は何を聞けばいいんだ？一応言っておくと、俺だって人工知能については平均的日本人程度の知識しか持ってないぞ。
そうね。私が思いつくままに喋ってもいいけど、せっかくだからディスカッション形式にしましょうか。その方が話も弾むでしょうし。
The second she said those words, my mind filled with memories of the past.
まあ、はい。いいですよ。ディスカッション形式の方が話も弾むでしょうし。
岡部さん、どうかした？
大丈夫？
Both Maho and Moeka were staring at me confused.
ディスカッション形式がお気に召さないなら。
いや、そういうわけじゃない。すまない。クリスが君と同じことを言っていたのを思い出したんだ。
クリスが？いつ？
彼女が来日した時に ATF でタイムマシンの講義を。
No, she didn't. That happened in another world line. In this world line, Kurisu died before she ever gave that lecture on the time machine, or came to the lab.
あ、いや、勘違いかな。腰を折ってすまなかった。気にしないでくれ。
そう？大丈夫ならいいけど。さて、何から始めましょうか。
Hey, that's the name of one of my favorite podcasts!
そうね。人工知能の研究はコンピューターの誕生とほぼ同時期からスタートしているの。私たちが作っている人工知能の心臓部はニューラルネットワークという技術をベースにしているのだけど、この技術が提案されたのが1950年頃。世界初のノイマン型コンピューターとされるエニアックが発表されたのが1946年よ。ほぼ同じよね。
Man, we really went this long without any tips, huh? Alright. ENIAC. The Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer. The very first computer built in 1947 in America. It was used to calculate artillery tables, and the mathematician John von Neumann participated in its development. It used over 17,000 vacuum tubes, and was over 1,000 times faster than existing electronic calculators. However, vacuum tubes at the time were very poorly made, and several would break and have to be replaced each day. ENIAC is often called the world's first general-purpose electronic computer, but others, such as the Atanasoff-Berry computer, existed before it did. Thus, it is more precisely described as the first computer that became widely known. How can podcasts be real if podcasts aren't real? You know, you make a good point. This is a paradox. We'll have our best men looking into it. Von Neumann architecture. A type of computer architecture first proposed in 1946 by mathematician John von Neumann. Almost all modern computers use von Neumann architecture. Early computers made no distinction between what we would now call an OS and a program, and were composed entirely of physical wiring, greatly limiting their potential. Von Neumann's system was one where not only data, but a program itself could be loaded into hardware memory as needed from an external source and executed. Interesting. Yeah, computers would look real fucking different if that guy hadn't had that idea. Like, shit, I probably wouldn't even be able to stream. Like, the internet might not even exist.
当時コンピューターは魔法のような機械だった。一度プログラムさえ組めばどんなに複雑な計算でも自動的に解いてくれるのだから。まあこれは今でもそうだけど、だから当時の研究者はもっとすごいプログラムを書けばもっと多くの問題を解いてくれるだろうと考えた。コンピューターが究極的に進化すればまるで人間のように知性を持ち思考するコンピューターが作れるようになるだろうとね。けれど残念ながらそうはならなかった。人間のような包括的な機能を有する人工知能は21世紀に至る今もまだ作られていない。もちろん人工知能学者が何もやってこなかったって話じゃないのよ。むしろ逆。究極の人工知能は完成に至っていないけど、研究の過程で数えきれないほどの成果を情報科学分野にもたらしたわ。例えば画像をスキャンして文字を読み取る OCR 技術。これは人間が文字を認識するメカニズムとも共通点がある。
Alright, let's look into OCR technology. Optical Character Recognition Technology. The technology that allows a computer to read and recognize letters written on paper. While humans can easily read text composed of letters, it is extremely difficult for a machine to do so. At first, it was a problem in pattern recognition, which is a field of AI research, but OCR technology has advanced to the point where that it's used in many commercial services. Yeah, because I keep forgetting, isn't there that one app now that's, like, I can't remember if it's Google Translate or just something like it, where it's like you can scan something that's like written in another language and it'll tell you what it says, or at least like a vague approximation of what it says, because like I said, it's probably a Google Translate thing and we all know how well that fucking site works.
近いうちにスマホに音声認識システムが搭載されるかもっていう噂があるけど、
You sure were right about that one.
それも
I hate it.
以前は人工知能研究の一環だったの。けれど研究が始まってから60年が経った今も人間と同じように機能する汎用的な人工知能の開発には世界中の誰も成功していない。アマデウスを除けばね。
どうして誰も成功していないんだ？
ごく簡単に言えば脳の原理が解明できていないからかしら。
Maho tapped her temple with her index finger.
脳にはまだ未知の部分が多いのよ。なぜたかが1000億個程度の神経細胞で構成された生体コンピューターが驚くべき性能を発揮できるのか。なぜ大量の情報を整理して記録し、かつ瞬時に利用できるのか。
Yeah, if I remember correctly, this is stuff that we're still trying to figure out today. Kind of wild considering this game came out in like, what? This would be like... I don't think it came out in 2011. Like, I don't think it came out the same year this game took place. I think this came out in like, what, 2013? So it's wild that like 12 years after the fact, we still haven't, like, it's not that we haven't made any progress, but it's like, we still don't know a lot of this stuff that Maho is talking about. It's not for lack of trying.
無関係の事象を組み合わせてひらめくなんてことができるのか。あげればいくらでもあるわ。他にも人間には容易に解けるのにコンピューターに解けない問題とかもあるしね。
そんな問題が？
たくさんあるわよ。それらの問題を一つずつ解明していくのが私たちの研究だとも言えるわね。
いまいちイメージが湧かないな。何か具体例を教えてもらえないか？
そうね。フレーム問題について説明してみましょうか。 例えば桐生さんがロボットだとしましょう。
Pretty sure we just need Hideo Kojima to spit some nonsense about it and it'll become prophetically true 5 years later. Oh man. Yeah. Apollo really was like, hey Kojima, I got this bag of dodgeballs. You can have it. It's like Apollo just was like, yeah, you want the gift of prophecy? Here you go, just take it. Moika had been taking notes, but she suddenly jerked up when her name was said.
私がロボット。
正確にはロボットに搭載された人工知能ね。桐生さん、テーブルを使いたいのだけど、レコーダーを少しどかしてもらってもいいかしら。
Moika moved the voice recorder from the table to the floor. Maho started to rummage through her bag as she did so.
確かこの中に。あ、これこれ。
Apollo, I just think he's neat, beans him with another dodgeball. She took out a small white box, small enough to fit inside her tiny hands. She opened it and extracted the contents. It was an upa, the same thing Mayuri collected. Maho handed it to me, so I took it and touched it. It had the texture of an eraser.
昨日まゆりさんがくれたの。可愛いわよね。
Was it really? Do you have eyes, sir? Look at that little guy in there. I never quite understood what girls, particularly Mayuri, would find cute. Just look at it! With your eyes! I returned the upa to her. She put it back in the box, closed the lid, and put the box in the center of the table.
今から簡単な実験をしてみるわね。岡部さん、桐生さんに命令して、その箱の中にあるウーパを取り出させてみて。
命令？
そうよ。桐生さんという人工知能が正しく動作するようにプログラムを送信するわけ。
正しく動作するように。
命令はできるだけ簡潔で、かつ厳密なものが望ましいわ。例えば、この部屋の中には箱がたくさんある。だけど、他のどれでもなく、テーブルの上に置かれたこの箱を開けるように指示しなきゃダメ。送れる命令は文章だけ。指をさしてこの箱って示すのは反則よ。桐生さんは岡部さんに言われた命令をそのまま実行してみて。
I'm seeing what I'm picking up what she's putting down here. Cause yeah, I think that is like a big problem, even with AI today, is like it's not capable of like critical thinking yet. So you kind of have to give it like exact instructions. Or like you're not gonna get what you're looking for. Or it's gonna just output something at random.
言われたことだけを可能な限り忠実に行うの。
I mean, this is also the struggle that programmers have, is just like figuring out how to tell a computer, okay, please do this specific thing. And then the computer is like, you put a colon here instead of a semicolon, so now I'm gonna explode. At least that was my experience with programming. I did try to learn it at one point, but I'm not very good at it, it turns out. I did manage to make a semi-working chatbot. I used purely if-else statements to do it, which, that's a statement that I think will cause any programmers watching me right now to just wither up and die immediately. I'm not saying it was a good idea, and you should not do it. I did it, though. God, I need to find that old thing. Like, I lost the portable hard drive that I had during college. It's in my apartment somewhere. Like, I know it's here somewhere, I've just got to figure out where the fuck I put it. But yeah, I know it would have been on there, because that had a backup of my, of all the stuff that I had on my computer at the college. But it's like I have not seen that thing in years. And it does tie into like an overarching like writing project that I've been working on for a long time, so it's like I want to go back and see what fucking lore I put in there. And I can't find it. This is a reminder to everybody out there working with computers right now. You, yes you, back up your shit. Back up your files. Do it now. Do it right fucking now. I wish that I had thought to get the JPEG hand set up, because now would be the perfect time for it, but I imagine me pointing the gun at the camera right now. Back up your fucking files. You will regret it later if you don't. Okay, anyways.
わかった。
では実験開始。岡部さん、命令をどうぞ。
I didn't quite get the point of all this, but I decided to just say the first thing that came into my mind.
テーブルの上にある真っ白な箱を開けて中にあるものを取り出してくれ。
桐生さん、今のが命令よ。テーブルの上にある真っ白な箱を開けて中にあるものを取り出してくれ。言われた通りに行動してみて。可能な限り忠実によ。
Moika's gaze moved from me to the box on the table.
できない。
え、箱を開けるだけだろ。
I pointed to the box in the center of the table, uncertain as to what was going on. Moika just looked back at me, clearly upset. Maho nodded, satisfied.
仕方がないのよ。ほら。
Maho picked the box up and showed me the other side. It's not pure white.
なんだこれ。
デア・アルテ・ベルフェルト・ニヒト。神はサイコロを振らない。アインシュタインの言葉よ。
Interesting. Okay. Der alte Werfeld nicht. A phrase found in a letter written by the theoretical physicist Albert Einstein to his good friend, theoretical physicist Max Born, in December of 1926. In English, it translates to God does not play dice. Einstein made great contributions to early quantum theory, but he was skeptical of the field's central idea, that quanta behave in a probabilistic manner. This phrase was intended to express his disagreement with this idea. Very interesting.
これが書いてあったから、桐生さんは箱を開けられなかったのよ。そうよね。
そう。
え、そうなのか？なんで？
Because it's not pure white.
文字が書いてあることと命令に従えないことに何の関係があるんだ？
Why am I getting messages?
真っ白じゃないから。
Exactly.
え？
桐生さん、あなたは正しいわ。岡部さんの命令は真っ白な箱を開けて中身を取り出せだったでしょ。でもこの箱は真っ白じゃない。文字が書いてあるもの。それで桐生さんは箱を開けられなかったの。人間と違ってコンピューターは与えられた命令を忠実に実行しすぎるのね。
Exactly. Also, Vesta, I need you to move. You're blocking the chat. You need to move. I'm sorry. Please. There we go.
だから命令の設定は慎重にやらなきゃいけないの。
Maho put the box back on the table. I couldn't see the letters from where I
もう
was.
一回だけやってみましょうか。岡部さん、今のを踏まえて適切な命令を考えてみて。
なるほど。つまりさっきは真っ白なと余計な言葉を付け足してしまったからダメだったんだよな。
そういうこと。
だったらもっとシンプルにいこう。テーブルの上の箱を開けて中身を取り出してくれ。
桐生さん、今の岡部さんの命令に従ってみて。言葉の通りに忠実によ。
Moeka turned her gaze once again from me to the box on the table.
できない。
今度は何が問題なんだ？
Moeka's brow wrinkled a little as she pointed at the box on the
こ
table.
れ箱じゃないから。
What? Maho burst out laughing as if she couldn't contain herself any longer. Her smile seemed more childlike than ever.
桐生さん、あなたは素晴らしい被験体だわ。こんなにうまくいくとは思わなかった。
I had no idea what was going on.
どういうことなんだ？
Maho turned the box around and explained the trick to me.
これは箱ではない。また書き足したのか？
この言葉が書いてあったから桐生さんはこれが箱であると断定できなかった。だから開けられなかった。そうよね。
そう。
いや。表面に何が書いてあっても箱は箱だろう。
But an AI wouldn't know this. A computer would not know this.
人工知能にはそれはわからないわ。
Yep,
箱というの
there
が
it is.
どういうものなのかを丁寧に教えてあげないといけないの。今回は気流ロボが箱とは何かを大まかには知っているという前提だったけど、この通りちょっと情報が揺れるだけで人工知能は期待した動作をしなくなるわけ。それに今はテーブルの上の箱はこれ1個しかないけど、もし箱そっくりの四角い石があったらそれと箱とを区別する命令も必要よね。箱の上に石が乗っていたらまずその石をどかす命令をしないと中身を取り出すことはできないわ。こんな風にあらゆる可能性を一個ずつ排除する必要があるの。
Vesta, you keep blocking the chat, please.
そんなのキリがないな。
そうよ、キリがない。どんな条件が判断に影響するかわからないから、思いつくものは全部命令に含めなきゃいけないのよ。
Come on, come on. It's not even time for her dinner yet. She has like 45 minutes until it's her dinner time. Vesta, ma'am, please let me play the funny time travel game.
桐生さん、今日の朝食は何を食べたかしら？
For breakfast today? What was this about?
あんまん。
あんまん以外に朝食の選択肢はあった？
肉まん。
もし肉まんを選んでいたら桐生さんの行動は変わっていたかもしれないわよね。それも考慮に入れないと。あとはそうね、天気はどうかしら。今日は晴れているけど、もし雨だったらそれも考慮に入れないと。それにこの部屋の温度と湿度、テーブルの色も重要よね。もちろん材質と床からの高さも測らなきゃ。そこのカーテンは開いているけど、これが閉まっていたら、あるいは半開きだった場合、75% 以上開いている場合を個別に検討しないと。カーテンの汚れ具合も関係するかもしれない。前にクリーニングに出したのはいつかしら。その時の料金や店員の態度だってパラメーターとして考慮する必要がある。それに
ストップストップ。
I had to stop her before she went any
い
further.
くらなんでも朝食や天気はテーブルの上の箱を取るかどうかに影響しないだろう。カーテンが汚れてるかどうかなんてもっと無関係だ。だからその辺はあらかじめ条件から除外してもいいはずじゃないか。
Maho's eyes began to shine.
そう、それよ。
え？
岡部さんの言う通りよ。 確かに朝食や天気は箱を開けるのに何の関係もないわ。
だったら
でもどうして岡部さんはそれがわかるの？
Huh?
いや、そんなの普通に考えれば。
And then finally I understood the point of this experiment. Maho nodded, satisfied.
そうよ。人工知能にはその普通というのがわからないのよ。
なるほど。
これがフレーム問題よ。
And that's why asking ChatGPT to answer any question for you does not work. And that's why I can give you fake responses. Also because it's a language model. Like, it's giving you what it thinks is the most likely, like, it's basically just following up one word after another with the most likely next word. The AI does not know what normal is. The AI does not know what reality is. So, anything that you get from ChatGPT, you have to go and, like, double check it. You have to do your own research. And at that point, why ask the AI to begin with? Some Steins Gate, it's exactly what I needed to finish my night. Everyone, thank you for streaming in this. Oh, thank you. Foxnerolf? I don't think I've seen you in chat before. Welcome to the stream. We were just talking about ChatGPT.
人工知能は付随する無数の条件を加味しなきゃいけないの。その条件のうちほとんどは本来無視できるはずなのだけど、人工知能にはどれを無視していいのかがわからない。そうなるとあらゆる事象を考慮しなければいけなくなる。でもあらゆる事象ってつまり無限ということよね。
Heck yeah. It's always wild to me whenever my streams just randomly show up in someone's recommendations. It's like, I've definitely seen, like, other people streaming in my notifications before. Like, in my recommendations, I mean. But it feels weird when it's me. It's like, what is the YouTube algorithm seeing in my streams? Actually, it probably helps that I didn't put the word shitpost in the description. I swear to God, lately, figuring out what to put at the start of the description is somehow, like, the hardest part of setting up my streams. I'm so used to just making little snarky comments in there, but now we've been doing this for so long that it's like, I've run out of my cute snarky comments. What do I say?
無限に存在する条件をすべて確認していたら、永久に箱を拾い上げることはできない。箱を開けるという行為に朝食のメニューやテーブルの色が関係ないことは人間なら考えるまでもなくわかるわ。
Not complaining? Oh, thank you. I'm glad.
でも人工知能にはそれができない。問題を解決するために検討する範囲をどこまでに設定するか、その枠を人間なら簡単に作れるけど人工知能にはできないの。枠、つまりフレームね。だからフレーム問題っていうの。
Yep, and it's still something we're dealing with today in 2025.
なるほど。面白いな。
でしょ？
でもどうして人間はその枠を決められるんだ？
I mean, it's probably because we have, like, you know, a million years of evolution that's kind of like fine-tuned our brain into being able to recognize patterns. I mean, that's just my guess, though.
それがさっぱりわからないの。人工知能研究60
Yeah,
年
that
に
too.
及ぶ謎の一つよ。
It is also just a lack of understanding on how the fuck our brains even work.
アマデウスはフレーム問題を解明する研究でもあるの。クリスを見ていると 一見フレーム問題を解決しているように見える。でもどうして彼女がそれを解決できているのかがわからない。それどころかクリス自身にも分かっていないのよ。
は
分かってないって。アマデウスは君が作ったんだろ。
仮説だったらいくらでもあるわよ。でも数学的には証明できていない。第一、私が作ったのは人間の脳が蓄えた記憶をデータとして抽出して脳と同じように駆動する人工知能メカニズムよ。
Humans are very good at creating patterns where none are present. Though to be fair, many animals have the same quirk. It's true, it's true. I think I once saw it explained as like, it's actually an evolutionary benefit to see patterns where there aren't any, because the alternative is not seeing a pattern where there is one. And it's like in today's society with humans, it's like, yeah, that might not be a big deal, but when you're living out in the wild, that can spell the difference between getting eaten by a predator and surviving to have kids. So, at least I think that's how it was explained. I read some articles about this like ages ago. And also some of it is my own hypothesizing, admittedly. But it does seem like something that would have like just come about in the trial and error that is evolution.
トータルでは脳の挙動をシミュレートしているけど、その全てを理解しているわけではないわ。
Which is fair, especially because, like, it was explained that this is, like, new-ass technology.
地球と同じだけの質量を持った物体を作れば、1G の重力を発生させられる。だけど、重力の発生メカニズムを解明したことにはならない。そういえば分かりやすいかしら。
全く分かりやすくはないが、言いたいことは分かった。人間のように動く人工知能はできた。けれど、それがなぜ人間のように動くのかはまだ分かってないわけだ。
そういうこと。でもこれだって人工知能研究においては画期的な発展なのよ。
It is true. Promote on culture as well. If you're interested in the subject, there's an episode of Vsauce Minefield series that delves into this topic of pattern recognition. Interesting. I'll have to look into that.
神経細胞の挙動をシミュレートする研究は以前から行われていたの。だけど効率的に機能するデータを作る方法が見つからなかった。人間が何十年もかけて見聞きして整理分類して脳の中に構築したとんでもなく複雑回帰なデータ。
つまり記憶か。
そう、この記憶というデータの構造が長らく謎のままだった。けれどクリスの研究のおかげでひとまず記憶を丸ごとデジタル変換して取り出すことに成功した。未だにそのデータ構造自体は未知だけど、それをデータとして使うことはできるようになったわけ。
それがアマデウス。
ええ、そういうこと。人工知能研究ではこういう事象は多いのよ。でもいずれは必ず突き止めてみせる。人類が持つ知能の正体をね。その時私はようやくクリスを。
Maho suddenly fell silent in the middle of her sentence.
どうした？
なんでもないわ。他に聞きたいことはないかしら。フレーム問題に関係なくてもいいわよ。
There was a lot I wanted to ask, but it felt like we had more than enough for Moika's article. I looked at Moika, who hesitated a second before speaking.
何かしら、桐生さん。
人工知能が人間の能力を上回るものになることはあるの？
That is always the question when AI comes up. Never played this VN, but I've watched the anime. One of my favorite anime ever, indeed, both Zero and OG Steins Gate. Hell yeah. See, I'm the exact opposite. I played through the original Steins Gate, or read through Steins Gate, and now I'm reading through this one. I have not touched the anime so far. Maybe once I'm done this, I'll go watch it, but on the other hand, I'm kind of infamous with my friends for just not sitting down to watch things, so I think I'd be better off watching an anime that I haven't already seen the whole story for. Although, who knows, like, I may check it out just to kind of see what they changed in the adaptation. Like, I know that there's, like, a whole-ass scene from Steins Gate, the visual novel, that just was not adapted into the anime from what I've seen online. Like, there's a scene with Nai near the end of Moika's bad end. And, yeah, it's fucked. And it just doesn't happen in the anime. I'm leaving it... I'm leaving it vague so that this way, if you don't know what scene it is, you can be surprised by it, because I sure was. Oh boy.
面白い質問だわ。現時点でもアマデウスは学力という意味でならここにいる私たちをすでに超えているでしょうね。
You don't know what I'm referring to? I'm not even sure how you'd be able to look it up, actually, now that I think about it. Basically, there is a scene near the end of Moika's section in the original Steins Gate. I don't remember all of the details off the top of my head because I think I read through the original Steins Gate in like 2021 to 2022-ish. But, basically it reveals that the Nai in that timeline currently had time-leapt backwards around 2,000 times to get revenge on Okabe because, as far as she could tell, he murdered her dad. Even though her dad actually killed himself. And, yeah, she basically tortures Okabe for a little bit while being like, yeah, you fucked up killing my dad. And now I'm gonna make you fucking suffer. And from what I've read, that scene is not in the anime anywhere. Like, it seems like they kind of streamlined that section, which makes sense. I don't even know how long I played the original Steins Gate for. Let me check Steam real quick. Let me see. How many hours did I spend playing or reading through the original one? 68 hours. I know that ending. Yep, not in the anime, unfortunately. Yeah, exactly.
クリスの記憶を有しているわけだから。
There was no matching the knowledge of a genius. I'd gone up against Kurisu any number of times and learned that the hard way.
でもそれはあくまで私たちと比べた場合、クリスのベースはクリス本人、つまり人間の記憶よ。これが人間の能力を上回っているとみなすかは検討が必要でしょうね。
Which is an interesting thing to think about.
ただし、人間の能力を上回る人工知能ができるまではあとちょっとだと思うわ。
Yep, I was 1 hour shy of the perfect number.
もともと研究者の間では2050年くらいには人工知能が人間を超える時代が来ると言われているの。いわゆるシンギュラリティポイントね。
Alright, let's read into this. Singularity point. A theory proposed by mathematician Werner Vinge and inventor Ray Kurzweil. The phrase refers to a point in time where an AI is created whose intelligence exceeds our own. In Japanese, it is referred to as the technological singularity. The theory states that when this singularity point is reached, all further development will be done by AIs without any human intervention, and a non-human-centric civilization will begin to develop. This will mark a major paradigm shift in human history. Kurzweil has said that the singularity will occur sometime around 2045, and many other AI researchers, while they disagree on the exact date, say that it's going to happen as well. Opinions are divided as to what role humanity will play after this. I guess we'll find out in 2045. We got 20 years.
アマデウスの登場によってその日は想定よりももっとずっと早く到来するはずよ。
ありがとうございました。
どういたしまして。
Currently 20 hours into the VN stop to the Ferris ending because Ferris is the best waifu in the game. Hell yeah. Her ending was so interesting. Like, I love the idea of Okabe's reading Steiner going off. He's in like a new world line, and it's just everything is different. Because of one seemingly random decision. It's such a cool concept.
機械が人間を上回るか。映画みたいな話だな。ありえるのか？
あら、工学系の大学生とは思えない発言ね。岡部さんは飛行機のように空を飛べないでしょ？新幹線より早く移動できないし、安物の電卓より計算が早いわけでもない。今この時点でも機械の能力はすでに人間を大きく上回っているのよ。
She does have a point.
脳だけが例外だなんて誰にも言えない。この世界に科学で説明できない奇跡のメカニズムなんて存在しないのよ。全ては物理現象なのだから、原理を解明すれば必ず人工的に作れるわ。
Yeah, you make a fair point, Fox. Because, yeah, you're right, they were childhood friends. How the fuck did the D-mail change that? Like, maybe something about it caused them to, like, drift apart as they got older? But even then, it's like... Because I know that the whole change was, like, Ferris wanted to keep her dad from dying. So it's like, I guess it was just the butterfly effect from that. Just caused the two to drift apart. Which, it's weird to think about.
未解明の問題をすべて解決して真の人工知能を作る。それが私の仕事よ。インタビューとしてはこんな感じでどうかしら、桐生さん。
But Moika just stared at her memo pad and didn't look up.
桐生さん？
ええ、これで十分。きっと面白い記事になる。岡部君もありがとう。
ああ、俺も興味深く聞かせてもらったよ。
Very cool discussion. Alright, so I think I'm gonna save here. Oh, wait, how many? Oh, we are at the end of our saves. Alright, cool. I don't think I've ever filled up a VN's, like, entire list of saves before. But I guess there's a first time for everything. But yeah, I think we're gonna leave off here, just because, as mentioned, I have a busy day at work tomorrow. And I need to go and take care of some stuff. So, let's go to the just chatting screen. So, we're off to a very interesting start with the Maho route. And I'm kind of wondering where this is gonna go. I mean, then again, I couldn't really predict how the bad ending was gonna go. So, and it's like, I wouldn't have predicted how the Mayuri ending was gonna go either, so at this point, anything could fucking happen, I don't know. But, oh no, right when I was getting comfortable on the couch, yeah, sorry. Unfortunately, my streams are never all that long. But, fortunately though, I do have a lot of VODs on the channel that you can always look into. I consider myself a variety streamer, but I largely stream mystery games, visual novels. I've done a couple streams of, like, different indie horror games. I'm also, at the moment, playing through Disco Elysium on the channel with my good friend Valerie Valkyrie. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to join me this week, but hopefully some other time. Actually, I should also mention that. I just subbed. Oh, awesome! Thank you! Wait, why didn't I get a notification for that? I should have notifications set up on OBS. But then again, I've heard that some other people have been having troubles with actually getting their stream notifications to show up. So, I'll have to look into that. Just like I still have to change the overlay. I still have to change it to say Blue Sky instead of Twitter. God. I can't remember who said it in chat last stream, but they're right. Like, it's still gonna say Twitter by the time we get to the ending. But, yeah, I highly recommend our playthrough of Disco Elysium, and also just checking out Val's channel as a whole, because we've also done a nice collab of the first half of Great Ace Attorney on there. Highly recommend that. At this point, I'm just plugging my own shit. So I might as well just get into the rest of the end of stream stuff. So, scuffed streams are the best ones. Great, because that's all I do. Oh, man. Every time that I think about, like, oh, what stream should I recommend someone watch the VOD for? The first one that comes to mind is my freaking Sims 3 serial killer stream, but then I remember that one happened, like, 3 years ago now, and that's insane to me. But, yeah, I highly recommend, if you want something else to watch after I go offline, the VODs are good. I've played through AI the Somnium Files, I've played through Yuppie Psycho, I played through Paradise Killer, I'm sure I played through Amori. If you want to watch any of those, go ahead. And if you don't, that's cool too. But yeah, on to the rest of the end of stream stuff. So, if you or anybody else watching, whether it's live or VOD, if you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified when I go live. Also, follow me over on Blue Sky, because that's where I post if I'm going to be canceling a stream that week, if I'm going to be streaming last minute with some friends over on Twitch, if anything comes up. And I also shitpost on there sometimes too, so check that out if you want to. It's also Cipher Novella. It's the same URL as my Twitter, just on Blue Sky. I never posted the stream link on Blue Sky! I just pulled up the tab! I didn't post it! Oh no! I had it already! God damn it. Alright, whatever. Yeah, I've been around since, I think, like, the very beginning of 2021. The downside is, my work has been a little, how should I say, inconsistent. And also, I just, in general, have a lot of projects going on in my everyday life, like, all the time. And I'm just a low-energy person, so I don't stream as often as I could. Or probably should, but, yeah, this is just how it's worked out best for me. But, yeah, outside of that, I don't really think there's anything else. Oh, right. I do have to warn that, so normally I stream every week on Sundays. Doesn't matter, as long as you have fun, it doesn't matter. Thanks! That's how I look at it, too. It's like, whenever I started streaming, I never wanted it to be, like, a job to me. I basically was just like, hey, I already talk to myself when I play video games. If this can be entertaining to anybody other than me, that'd be cool. If I'm gonna do this anyways, fuck it, I might as well have an audience. And even then, it's like, you know, I like having a small channel. I like having a small chat. I can actually talk to people without it just, like, being a headache or taking up, like, all of the stream time. I don't know how bigger streamers don't just get completely overwhelmed when their chats are going a mile a minute. I would die. I would just wither. I would crumble to dust. But yeah, so next weekend, normally I would stream every Sunday. I'm not doing it next Sunday because on the 14th, it is my birthday. And every year for a birthday, I like to take a little day trip to some city in my area. Like, go to a museum, go to a mall, just, like, wander, do whatever the heck I want, and then go home and take a long fucking nap. Because usually I end up walking, like, 20,000 steps in a single day. And that kills the novella. Very entertained. I'm talking to an anime lady on my TV while drunk. What's better entertainment? Hell yeah. My birthday is June 14th. And I've already made plans with, my brother to drive me to a nearby city. And, that's gonna be on the 14th. Considering how busy work has been lately, though, I don't think that working for 5 days and then going on this massive day trip and then streaming is something that I'll feasibly be able to do. Yours is on the 16th. Hell yeah. That's really close. We are this close to being twins. But, yeah, so don't expect a stream next weekend. I know people, last stream were asking me if I was gonna do a birthday stream. That didn't fucking happen. I was considering it! I was considering it! It's just last week got too hectic, and by the time I remembered about that idea again, it just... I had no time to contact people. It's like... And then I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna be doing a day trip thing anyways, and then I'm gonna be out of town the next weekend, I'll be able to stream the weekend after. Don't worry about that, I'm gonna be home in time. But even so, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to cancel one of these. The birthday weekend is probably the best time to do it. But, yeah, that's pretty much everything at this point. I'm just stalling, ending the stream for no reason. So, have a good night, everybody. I've still got to figure out an outro that isn't just Markipliers, because ever since I had that realization last time, it's like, I don't know how to end these anymore. So, I'll see you the next time that I stream. Have a good night!